even if I touch a meal. And do it through the pain, I don't need the pain. And life gon' get me down, but it won't break my will. Cause I've been chasing this so long, I can't give up. I won't give in, been through too much. I done prayed for the money, I done prayed for the fame. I done prayed that I will make a sacrifice and play this game. I done prayed that my life would never be the same. I done prayed that I will make it bring glory to my name.
All right, gotta get my nice backdrop. But today, this week's my last week. I don't normally work because my lab's at 4 and I have meetings in the morning. I'm off on Tuesdays and Fridays. That's when I have meetings. So tired. So I
Bro,
normally
you
have.
gonna make me start yawning. Shit.
I'm normally off Tuesdays, and then I work at Shoe Palace tomorrow and Thursday. Was my last 2 days, and I actually at the gym. So like I guess people that don't know or people that are listening and didn't listen to the last podcast, I've worked at Shoe Palace, which is a shoe retail company, for like 2 years. It would have been 2 years in December. So basically, it would have been 2 years in like 2 months. So basically 2 years. I've been a assistant manager for about a year and a half. So my first 6 months was part-time, and then the rest was as an assistant manager. And I am retiring from that because my funding for grad school was through NSF, which is the National Science Foundation. And that basically means they give me money. They give me money to cover my tuition, and it pays me a monthly stipend. Well, that grant it was only for 3.5, 4 years. It was only for 4 years. So, and I'm going into my 5th year of schooling, which means my grant no longer exists, or it's over. It was only for a certain amount of time. So I didn't have any funding. And so my supervisor said, I can get funding, but I have to teach, which I was like, okay, whatever I got to do to not pay for school. So that means I got to teach this semester, which I haven't taught since 2019 because I only taught my first 2 semesters. So I haven't taught in like three years. So that means because at first Shoe Palace, it was working. It was fine because I was only doing research, which I can do from the house if I need to, or if I go on campus, it's just I make my own schedule. So I can go on campus for just 2-3 hours and then do what I need to do. But now that I have to teach, I got 50 students. And not only when we teach, I teach 2 labs, about 50 students. Then I have to also have tutoring hours. So I really have to be on campus in the tutoring room. I have to tutor for 3 hours a week. So mine are just on Mondays from 12 to 3. And not only that, but I have to have time to grade quizzes and labs. So it's just a lot. And I have to teach the rest of my program because I don't have funding. And there's not much funding you can get with just a year left because I'll graduate next, whatever. So it's just hard to find to apply for things because usually there's not many things that will fund you for just a year. So, with that being said, I had to make a decision to where I was trying it out, and it just became too much because I'm trying to balance basically research and teaching and Shoe Palace while also doing my own things with the Ivy Productions. And so it just became too much. So I put in my 2 weeks a week ago, and it's my last week. And, now I'm trying to just take on more clients at the gym because I am training a couple people, but it's kind of it's not half-ass training, but my training them is they work out with me. And that, I've had people reach out to do training. I was like, I'm not available. I don't yada yada. But now I'm trying to get fully booked at the gym. Because if I get fully booked at the gym, it's not the same time demand as, a retail store. So I can decide, hey,
it's your own hours too that you make.
Right. So if somebody's like, hey, I'm good. I'm looking for personal training 4 days a week. Anytime after 5. Then I can, make my skills. Okay, let's do 6 to 7. Or I can be like, if somebody's like, hey, I'm trying to do training at 3:00 on whatever day, I could be like, I'm not available that day. I'm available these days. If none of those work, then, I know some other trainers I can refer. You know what I'm saying? I can decide to take on that time slot or not. So, yeah, I actually have my first I'm actually in talks with maybe a potential client right now, and they're actually a DJ for a radio station out here. So that actually might be a good marketing thing too. So it's probably gonna be a high end client. Price can be the same for them, but I just call them a high end client as somebody that could in turn create more clientele. But I have my first group class that I'm teaching or that I'm coaching Sunday. So I don't even know if anybody's showing up to that, but we'll see. But yeah, so I'm just trying to get that rolling. And if not, I'm gonna do those deliveries that I was doing before I was at Shoe Palettes until I can get 2 or 3 clients. Because I did the math. All I need is like 7 to 10 people to show up Saturday, 7 to 10 people show up Sunday, and maybe 2 private clients. That's all I need.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that wouldn't be too bad in terms of time commitment. So, but before that, since your boy retiring Thursday is my last day, and I got I don't know if I said this last podcast, but I got a little vacation lined up this weekend. You know what I'm saying? A little weekend trip, a little mental reset. So literally my last day's Thursday. I work from 4 to 8, 4 to close. And at the moment I clock out, I'm coming back to the crib, scooping up my dog. I'm already have my car packed. I'm headed to Houston to my buddy Xavier. And I'm gonna stay the night in Houston Thursday night, and then we're gonna ride from Houston to Dallas, and we'll catch a Mavs game. And then we'll stay the night in Dallas that Saturday or that Friday night, and then come back Saturday. And then I'll drop them off in Houston, and then I'm gonna just come back to San Antonio from Houston. And then my first Sunday would be the class, and it's gonna be my first Sunday to myself in 2 years.
That boy gonna be it's gonna be so foreign territory to him. He's gonna be like, what do I do?
Bro, I'm probably just gonna go back to what I used to before I started working weekends. I wake up, obviously I'm gonna have the class from like 11 a.m. to noon. So I'll probably just wake up in time to go to that. And when I get back, turn on some music, open up the windows, the blinds or whatever, clean up, cook all my food for the day. I could probably have that done by 3-4 o'clock, and then just chill. Watch some football, maybe turn the games on in the background. So the boy finna be chilling. Hopefully some people show up last though, but
lazy Sunday, bro. That's what I call it.
Yeah, so it's I'm just excited because I feel like I'm getting my freedom back because I couldn't go home for holidays because as a manager we're not allowed to leave. But now my family, they're going to be in Arkansas. So for Thanksgiving, I'm going to just ride to Arkansas for a few days, come back. Christmas, I'm going to just go ahead and go home for Christmas, come back. I got a whatchamacallit. I got a conference in New Orleans in January. So I'm my own boss again. Mm-hmm. I can work when I want, work when I don't want, or I can be, hey, this week I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to have my buddy Zach, or I'll have somebody like substitute coach for me type of thing. And there's something else I was going to say. Oh, yeah, another announcement. I believe I texted the group message. I officially have a podcast studio out here, bro. So it's going to be lit. I'm working on figuring out how I want to decorate it and stuff like that, but it's going to be like a slow, but it's going to be a gradual process because I ain't got a lot of money right now. At least not to be buying because like I was trying to find some nice chairs, like a little coffee table to put in the middle. But shit, the chairs I was looking at, they're expensive. It was like $100, $200 per chair. And I want to get 3, but only maybe have 2 in the frame and then have 1 in storage. But then if there ever is a pod where I have 2 other people, I can bring 1 in. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I got a studio.
Yeah.
Huh?
Look at IKEA. Have you looked at that yet?
No, I just been on Amazon. I was thinking about just getting some Amazon shit and shipping it to the store. I might have to check out IKEA. That wouldn't be too bad either.
I mean, to be honest, like, because when I was getting my stuff from my apartment, like literally everything in here except the couch is from IKEA. Even though the thing that sucks about it, you got to put it together, but yeah, it's good. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about it. It's good quality. It's still standing. So yeah.
Yeah, bro. So I was excited. Bro, we gotta go big in March.
You got to.
Cause in my head, I'm like, okay, since we skipping this week, that I feel like that give us enough time to just slowly put some shit away, bro.
Because, bro, this is the thing, Finis. Obviously, I told you about my company and everything. I could come down there and hang out, but I won't have the funds to do what I want to do. Like,
Right.
far as like, you know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
just not. If I'm on vacation, dude, I don't want to say I want to splurge, but like I want to do what I want to do. I want to have fun. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I just don't think right now is the good time right now. And plus, like I'm trying to get my spread back up to where I need, where I want to be and everything like that. So it's just a press pause moment. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, it makes sense. I'm the same way. When I go on vacation, I don't want to go on vacation with just enough money. I want to go to where I got the hotel, we got the rental, got the plane ticket, and I'm going there with money in the bank that I'm going to
Exactly.
spend. Whether it's
Exactly.
food, cigar, you know what I'm saying, where I can spend money and I have to worry about, oh, I don't even know if I'm going to, be able to do this or do that. I got like a spending money budget type shit. But
There's
but
been there's been a time. It's just a little story time. There's been a time where I went on a bachelor trip for one of my boys, and the plan was that I was gonna pick them up, right? Pick them up from what was it called? Pick them up. We're gonna drive to the airport. This is when I was back living in Franklin and everything. So I went the opposite way to Spring Hill to pick up the people that were going with me on this trip, and then driving all the way back, and then driving back to Spring Hill, dropping them off and coming back home. So the plan was that don't worry about it. Like the people that were riding with me, like don't worry about it. Like they're going to pay for the fee and everything for like the parking. I was like, okay, cool, bro. Tell me why we pull up, and I'm ready to like get the money and everything to get my car in the parking lot. They looking at each other like, I said, oh nah. So it's like that. So
wait, back up.
wait, what you
Say that again?
so I picked up some friends, right? For
Right,
the bachelor trip, right?
right,
And everything. The plan, the deal that we agreed upon was that if I do that, they would pay for the parking, like the parking cost or whatever at the airport. So I'm like,
right.
okay, cool. Like cool. That's a fair thing, I feel like, in my opinion. So obviously we get done with the trip and everything. I get in the car, we pull it up to the thing. And as soon as we pull up, I look back and everybody just like this, like they just like they don't know what's going on. They just like,
Acting stupid.
I said, oh no. I said, what's going on? They said, Brian got it. I said, you know what? Fuck it. Swipe.
Oh hell no! I'd have been pissed.
Oh, bro, I was hot. Trust me, I was hot. And you know that travel from Franklin to Spring Hill both ways is a good, like, depending on where in Spring Hill you live at, it can be a
Yeah,
good 45 minutes just to drive down there and everything.
yeah. Oh, dude, I'd have been sick.
Oh,
How
I
many
was
days? How many days were y'all gone?
5.
Cause that parking shit add up.
Bro, I think it was like either 15 or $20 a day. And I got
Yeah.
that. Bro, I was sick.
Fuck no.
You talk about someone being so pissed off. You know, you so pissed off, bro. When you driving, you just stare straight. You don't even look to your left or right. You just
Yeah,
this some
straight ahead. But no,
oh man. They
speaking
had
of,
the nerve got the car. Thanks for the ride, Calvin. I said, I fucking bet.
yeah, I'd have made them walk. But speaking of trips though, so I was thinking, we got time now, right? Because
Yeah.
starting my this paycheck Friday. I'm about to start saving up now. I don't know, because we don't know where we're going, but I'm gonna start. But I'm thinking, since we got time, bro, we either gotta do LA, we gotta see Bron Bron. We
We
got to
got
either do LA, Miami, or New York City. We got to go big on this one. Madison Square Garden, Or we gotta go to the 6-1. Nah, not 6-5. We gotta go to the 305. 615 and the 305.
I'm gonna say this. I need a break from Miami. Because I was
Which
just
time you
there.
been?
I've been to Miami. I went this year for Rolling Loud.
Oh,
I've
that's
been to
right.
Miami like 5 times before.
That's right. I forgot you was just in there for running loud.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm down to see LeBron play, bro.
I'm down to see LeBron play. I mean, Madison Square Garden, I think just the arena in general is just something that a lot of people just want to see. I mean,
Right.
just the atmosphere too of the Knicks. Damn, man, that's a tough one, dude. I don't know.
We'll figure it out though. But because obviously,
You've been out to LA already before.
kind of, I was in Pasadena, which is like 45 minutes from LA. So I wasn't actually in LA. I flew into LA, but we was in
This
Pasadena.
this is the only thing I would have to say about it. Mitch even says that LA is not even that extravagant and everything.
Yeah,
But
but
also he lives out there. So
yeah,
that you got to take that into consideration.
the problem is if we fly out there, we're not gonna have too many options to go to stay 45 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I mean, I guess we could have a rental, but then that's gonna be like more with gas. We'd have to figure it out because what I was thinking at when I was looking at LA as a possibility, I was looking at the LA airport because they has a hotel. So I was thinking, okay, what if we got a rental, but we stayed at the airport hotel? That'd be convenient. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, and then I obviously the airport hotel is like nicer because I'm, with LA, you gotta be careful where you stay. I'm not trying to stay at no Cecil hotel type shit, you know. Uh, but I wouldn't be opposed to doing like or what is it, Orange County or Pasadena, and then just driving to LA to do the stuff and then
Yeah.
driving back. I wouldn't mind any of that
I
at
wouldn't mind
all.
that either.
Oof. But we'll see where we're at because then we also got to look at plane tickets to see if it's the right thing.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I'm about to start saving now.
Yeah, I'm gonna just start adding on to what I got right now that I was gonna use to go on this trip, but yeah. I don't know, man. I haven't been to New York though. Actually, I have been to New York. I've been to the different boroughs, but that was only for like 2 days or whatever. Um, I don't know, man. We'll have to see. We'll also have to see whatever game we go to, who they're playing, because I feel like that's going to be a factor too.
Yeah, yeah. What if LA? What if LA plays Miami? That'd be lit.
That would be lit. You get to see Bron, Jimmy, Bam, David.
AD.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, we got
Oh,
we got to get this. Yeah, we got to get this planned out because I'm actually more excited now than ever. So
for a big one.
yeah, a big team like you know what I was thinking too?
What?
May have to fuck around and go to a Bucks game too.
Milwaukee?
Later on in the year or something. Because I know I want to go see. Because first thing we went to go see, wanted to go see what's his name? When we went out to Portland and everything.
Dame?
Yeah, we saw Dame, so it'll be interesting to see him in a Bucks jersey and just seeing how that's gonna go. And I got a question for you.
Oof.
Have you been paying
Yo.
attention to them so far with the preseason?
No, not really. I mean, like kind of.
Bro, that they're in my book right now, they are number 3 in contending right now.
Who's your 1 and 2?
My one, I think I got the Lakers just with the pieces that they got this year. And then I got the Celtics at 2.
Oh, Celtics are going to shape up to be. Well,
Hmm.
we'll see. On paper, they're looking like to be a good team.
I think.
Milwaukee from Nashville is only like 8 hours and 45 minutes.
Hold on, say that again.
Milwaukee from Nashville is only 8 hours and 45 minutes.
A drive?
Yeah, it's not bad.
I thought that would at least be 10 hours for some reason.
No, it's 20 hours for me, but it's only 8:45.
Yeah, because Texas is huge as shit, and you live damn near to the bottom.
Yeah. So that wouldn't be bad if we did it around. That actually wouldn't be bad if we did it around a holiday where I was already in town.
Yeah.
Like made it like a road trip for a few days and then came back.
Mm-hmm. Because
Yeah,
that's
we got.
something that I would drive. I would drive that, to be honest. It wouldn't be a bad drive, I don't think.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we got
But
it. We got some time. We got some time. So
all right, I think it is time for my little segment I've been doing, the SEC coverage. I wish Mark was on today, but we'll obviously cover it next week. So real quick for my college football fans, SEC coverage. All right. So week 7 of the SEC, we got Bama goes over Arkansas in a surprisingly tight game, but not too surprisingly. Quarterback play and the offense has for the uh, Bama Tide has been kind of shaky, but they get the dub, and a dub's a dub. They still move on to, I believe, 6-1 against Arkansas. LSU beats Auburn, pretty dominant win, 48-18. LSU top 25. Kentucky, Missouri, I called it. I called Missouri winning. Kentucky loses. Missouri's 38-21. Missouri's offense just looks really, really good, and their defense, their front line is they're getting after the quarterbacks there, and I believe Missouri's going to slide back in the top 25. Georgia beat Vanderbilt 37-20. A lot of people think this hurts Georgia because it wasn't as dominant because I believe Georgia was a 35-point favorite, something stupid like that, and they only won by 17. But anyway, Georgia gets the dub. Florida not dominant win. Florida gets a small win over South Carolina 41-39, and Tennessee beats Texas A&M 20-13. That's week 7. Now coming up week 8, there is a game I do want to highlight, and that is there's actually 2 games I want to highlight. Missouri, South Carolina, simply because Missouri is 20 in the top 25 now. And if they can beat South Carolina, they'll just continue to move up. And they are a 6.5-point favorite to win that. Tennessee, Bama is the game to highlight. Because
I think Tennessee could give them some trouble, bro.
yeah, Bama's a 9-point favorite. Now, here's why this game is so crucial. Because I kind of hinted at this at the beginning of the college football season on the pod too. Because Bama lost to I believe it was Texas early in the season. That's their only loss. And Mark went on this rhetoric about the SEC is not this, SEC is not that, even though we half the SEC is in the top 25, but yeah, we're not good. Whatever. Mark, I hope you listen to this one. But here's he starts with this rhetoric. Even though I'm looking right here, Tennessee top 25, Bama top 25, Missouri top 25, Ole Miss top 25, LSU top 25. I mean, we keep going on. Anyway, here's why this game's so crucial, because I hinted at it. If Bama wins this game, I think Bama wins out. Bama wins this game, they win out, they finish the season 11-1. And then they play whoever wins the East. East is tough because Georgia's number 1, obviously, but Missouri hasn't played Georgia yet, and we'll see how that goes. And then I forget, and Tennessee's also in the East, but it might be a rematch of Tennessee. But anyway, if Bama beats Tennessee, I think they'll win out. They'll go 11-1. They'll go to the SEC championship. Usually, 9 times out of 10, whoever wins the SEC championship game is in the playoffs because they're usually a top 4 team because how hard a conference SEC is. So here's what I think will happen. and I called this at the beginning of the season. Bama took that loss. We've seen it before. Bama has gotten into the playoffs with a 1-loss record. Bama takes the L to Texas. Texas is a good team too, so it's not like it was just some scrubs. Bama wins out. They go 11-1. They go undefeated in conference play because Texas is not in the SEC just yet. Bama wins, and I think if they win out, I think Bama will be in the single digits in the top 25. Right now, they're 11. If they beat Tennessee, I think they'll slide to, like, depending on who in the top 10 loses. But I think at most they'll slide up to 5. But I think they'll probably slide into like 8 or 9. If they continue to win out, they'll probably stay there in that 6-7 range. Here's where it becomes important. If Bama wins out, and let's say at the end of the regular season, they're sitting at 5 or 6. Well, 1 through 5 or 6 are probably going to be playing in their championship game. One of those teams is probably going to lose because don't forget, Georgia's number 1. Here's what's going to happen. Georgia wins out, they stay number 1. Bama wins out, they move up to 7-ish, 6 or 7. They play each other in the SEC championship. If Bama beats Georgia in the SEC championship, Bama being 5 or 6, Georgia being 1, Georgia loses, that's going to be their only loss. They're undefeated. Their only loss. And it's going to be to a number 5 ranked team, a highly ranked team. So that loss isn't going to hurt them that much. Bama drops to 4. They don't drop all the way out. They just drop to 4. Or Georgia drops to 4. Bama jumps to 1 or 2. We'll have 2 teams two SEC teams in the college playoffs. That's what I think is going to happen. It's a long shot, but everything it depends on this game. If Tennessee wins this game, it's done. That's not going to happen. It won't happen because the way the system is set up. If Bama beats Tennessee and they win the they win the SEC championship game, then we're going to potentially have a repeat of 2 SEC teams in the top 4 in the playoffs.
My thing is, I'll say this. Obviously, if Tennessee comes out and beats them and everything, it's just done. They're not going to be in it, obviously.
Right, right.
So obviously that leads to, personally, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get your opinion on it. Obviously, so like I'm predicting, obviously, if Georgia still does what they need to do, they're still going to be number 1.
Right.
I think if Washington does what they need to do, and they still have a hard-ass schedule later on in the year and everything, their schedule, if they can stay in there, I think they could be another team in there. This is where I'm kind of weirded out at, man. Because I know, what is it? Florida State, they're still undefeated right now?
Yes.
Florida State's still undefeated. Then you got Michigan and Ohio State, which have been playing very, very good. Out of those 5 teams and everything, who do you think realistically can get in that spot if that's the 5 teams that can? Ooh, oh my God, Zion's playing again? Ooh, wow. But anyways, what's your prediction for the 4 teams? Because honestly, this is what I'm gonna say. I can see Georgia, Washington. I can see Michigan and Ohio State too, but obviously they play each other this year, so I don't know how that's going to pan out.
Right. Yeah, that's
so realistically, do you think there could be, because what's it called? Hunter was talking to me. He thinks Oregon could be in there. I'm like, nah, I don't think so because they lost.
Well, Oregon they just lost. It'd be tough for Oregon.
I honestly think it's going to be an SEC team, a Pac-12 team, and then 2 Big Ten teams, to be honest right now. That's what I think may happen. What's your opinion on that?
Okay. Before I get to that, we got to do this plug. This podcast is sponsored to you by Final Form Supplements, guys. Final Form Supplements is a supplement brand where whatever you need, we got it, right? Joints. Got it right here. I take these joints gummies. I suffer from patellar tendonitis. I have really bad knees. These joint gummies are really good at lubricating your knees and lubricating your joints and reducing inflammation in your joints so you don't walk around sore. I used to have chronic knee pain. Just walking was painful that I just had to live with, but now the inflammation is gone. We have supplements, protein powders, branched chain amino acids. We have creatine, all that good stuff. Guys, go to finalformsubs.com. Use promo code COACHTRIP, all caps, no space, to get 10% off your order. And also just check out the website. We got cool stuff there. Follow us on Instagram. Instagram is going to be Final Form Supplements. And Twitter is also just Final Form Supplements. All right. Now, to answer your question, for me, it's tricky. Because like the point that you mentioned in Ohio State still has to play against Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's going to come down to. A lot of these teams in the top, they have to go through their championship. Because at the end of the day, the top four, it all depends on the conference championship week. Because like I said, I can see it being two SEC teams. Like I mentioned the scenario earlier, Bama wins the SEC championship. You put them at 1 or 2 because they beat. If Georgia stays 1 and Bama beats number 1 while they're ranked 5th or 6th, then they can obviously jump to 1 like they did the year they both got in. And then you just drop Georgia to 4, right? So I can see that. Michigan's 2, Ohio State's 3. If Ohio State loses to Michigan, they're out. If Michigan loses to Ohio State, you can still have those 2 in. Because then you can have Michigan, they just flip. You could put if Ohio State wins, you could put Ohio State at 2. Michigan, you can drop to 4, move Florida State up to 3. So Michigan only drops 2 spots instead of 1, right? So you can have that scenario. And in Washington, you still got Oregon. Oregon's probably going to rematch against, I believe. Hang on, I got to look up that the Pac-12 real quick. Okay, because in the champions, Oregon will probably, if let's say Oregon and Washington both went out, they're going to rematch again in the conference championship. So then it comes down to who wins that. Because Washington's 5th. If they want to get into the playoffs, they can't lose at all. Because Florida State's still undefeated, Oklahoma's still undefeated, Penn State is undefeated, and you still got Texas right there with just 1 loss right behind you. So if you're in Washington and it's that late in the year, Bama did it right. If you're going to lose, it needs to be early. If you're going to have 1 loss in the season, it's got to be early. If you wait till the last week of college football, the timing, it's all about timing. So if you wait till the last week or even you lose the championship game, you're out. The only saving grace for people in the top 4 that lose their championship game is if you're number 1 and you're playing against the number 2 ranked team. Because then those teams won't move. If you're the number 1 team and the number 2 team is in your conference and y'all play each other in the championship and they beat you, you'll just flip. Most of the time, the way they do, they'll just flip. Okay, y'all 1, y'all 2. If it's a close game, because how bad you get beat is also a factor when you do that stuff. So if it's a blowout, if you're number 1, you lose, you might drop to 3 or 4, and the number 2 goes up. But if it's close, it might just flip-flop. So the timing matters. Now, to your point, I see one SEC team, either Georgia or Bama. I can see one Pac-12. That's either going to be Washington, Oregon, or potentially USC. Because USC, they only have 1 loss. Wait. Let me not get ahead of myself. No, never mind. USC.
But how bad was USC's loss this week?
No, ignore USC because they're ranked 18th.
Oh,
they drop bad. So it's either gonna be Washington or I can see Oregon because they're still in the top 10. Because you gotta when you get close to the end of the season, you gotta be top 10. You gotta top 9. You gotta be single digit if you want any shot of getting in the 4. And you really gotta be sitting at that 5, 6, or 7. So it's really gonna come down to that. And then as far as let me pull them up. As far as it's Pac-12. I need Big 12. Big 12, Oklahoma. I mean, you slide Oklahoma in, they're still undefeated. So it's tough to say clear cut who's in there. I can see a Big 12, Pac-12, SEC, maybe a Big 10. But I think
Big 10, man, I just can't
But Big 10,
I'm not a football guy either, Finis. So
what? You don't see a Big 10?
No, Big 12. My fault.
No, Big 12, Big 10, SEC, Pac-12. 1 of each. Because the scenario where I had two SEC, that's it's happened, and it's happened more than once. It's happened multiple times. It's possible, but I can see one of each because Washington's right there. Because what I will say is between Michigan and Ohio State, both of them, I don't think if Georgia stays one, both of them won't stay. They're both Big Ten. Both of them won't stay. Like you said, they have to play each other. They have to play each other later. One of them drops out. Washington gets slid to number 5, and Washington's already beat Oregon, even though they might end up rematching in the championship game. So that's where I see it end up breaking into one of each. Because Pac-12, Washington slides in after Michigan, Ohio State play each other. One of them got to win, and then you got SEC with Georgia, and then you have Florida State, which is what's Florida State? That's Big 12, right? Or am I tripping? No. Big 12's Oklahoma. What? Yeah, what conference is
Who you asking for? Like
whatchamacallit? Florida State. I'm like losing it right now.
ACC.
ACC. God, Lee. Oh, I forgot about ACC. Yeah. Because I can see Florida State. I mean, they're in the picture right now. But the good thing about Florida State is I think they pretty much have their conference locked down. I think they're done with non-conference play. I think they'll win out the rest of the season. Who do they have? They got Duke. Yeah. Oh, they play Florida the last week of the season. That's right. Florida's one of those teams, non-conference wise. Yeah, we'll see, bro. It's so complicated, but I think SEC is almost guaranteed. I think Big 10 is almost guaranteed.
Man, I think it's just there's so many teams this year that we didn't expect to be good, and it threw a wrench into everything. Like we thought, obviously Alabama. Like usually, Alabama literally goes, most likely undefeated for the whole season or whatever, and they may lose in like playing against like Georgia or something. But that Texas loss was, I didn't expect that at all, to be honest. But yeah, just feel like football, just in general, this year is just weird. Like for college football, NFL, and everything too.
Yeah, it's a lot. I don't know.
The Eagles losing last night to the Jets. I never thought that would happen.
Oh, they're talking about that all week. They talked about that for the Eagles and the 49ers. They were in a segment where they were saying how it was a segment with players that have played, so like RC and those guys, people that have actually played, and they were saying these are the type of games that you end up losing, games that you're predicted to win. It should be close. You kind of go in your mind, you're like, oh, we good. You're not as focused because you're going against a bad team, and they end up getting one over you. And they were saying that they actually put up the stats about how teams that are undefeated going against big underdog, yada yada yada, and all this stuff. So they were talking about it, and in my head, I was like, if Eagles are gonna lose, it's gonna end up being a loss to a team like this. It's gonna be one of those teams like supposed to be a blowout, and they just somehow end up losing. And they called that for 49ers and Eagles. Any given Sunday, you're only as good as you are that day. That's what my mom says.
The Bills game, that was wild.
Who they play again?
I think it was New York. New York.
Oh
Giants.
yeah, that was a good game.
That came down to bro. I look, dude. I was taking a shower and I heard the TV going off, so I was like, hold on, let me finish up real quick. I walk out and they're literally like on the goal line, about to score, and then the last play happens and everything. So
yeah, that was a terrible flag. I know why they don't. Here's why they didn't throw that second flag. That should have been a flag. Because if they hadn't thrown the flag the play before, and it got down to that, they would have thrown it on that one. They didn't want to throw two flags back to back, both in the end zone. I just think the reason why he doesn't throw it. The first one, he's like, all right, you got it. The second one's like, I'm gonna let y'all play. Because he's clearly tugging. He has his hands literally tugging on the inside of his jersey. It should have been a pass. Not only it was a holding and a pass interference, if we're being honest, but it's unfortunate. New York got robbed. Should have been one more play. But you got any hypotheticals, bro?
Nah, not off the dome right now. You got any?
I got some like just random questions. What's your favorite go-to dessert for a sweet tooth?
Ooh. Does it kind of like candy bars and all that too?
Yeah, anything.
Anything? All right, I got two. Reese's cups is one. The other one is Publix chocolate cake.
Oh, you talking about the triple chocolate chip?
The one like, I'm not talking about the big one, like the little small individual one slices. You know what I'm talking about?
They just slice off in the same cake, but it's like the big one's the one with it's like the circle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Them hoes fire.
I don't know what it is. Okay, so like this is my pet peeve. Have you ever been to like a Walmart, Target, or whatever, and got their desserts and the icing be hard as shit for no reason?
Yes.
I have never had that issue with Publix. Their icing is always fresh, nice, not hard.
Great. I like the icing part.
Chill out, dog.
No, for real. I put my cakes in the refrigerator. I wanted to harden up a little bit.
Nah, I can't do that. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like tough ass icing and everything. I don't like that one bit.
I'm trying to work for it.
Nah. Not for me. What's yours?
My
probably like sweet tarts or some shit.
No, my go-to is those little like the sugar cookies, not the pre-made ones, but like the sugar cookie, like Pillsbury sugar cookie, and you make them at home.
Yeah,
I'll do that, and then I'll get some a tube of icing, and I'll put icing on it. That's my go-to. And then you know what I've been doing? I've been helping like one of my friends is trying to lose weight, and I was helping him because what I added to my diet that I eat every day is watermelon. And I noticed watermelon is so sweet, it helps curb my sweet tooth. So like whenever I want something sweet, I'll I'll have some left over because I meal prep, so I have it like the Tupperware. But then whenever I have left over, because some of the melons are huge, I was putting this just big ass tub that I'll eat whenever. So whenever I have a sweet tooth, I'll just get I'll get some watermelon, and it's so sweet to where like after that, I'm not really craving nothing sweet. But like that's just like I guess a finesse, but like my go-to sugar cookie or cupcakes. I love me some cupcakes, bro. Love me a good cupcake.
I can get down with some cupcakes, bro.
All right. Let's see. I actually got a list right here. What would you do if you only had 24 hours to live?
Hold on one second. Look at this.
What?
Derek White cut his hair off.
He looks ridiculous.
Bro, he looked like a thumb. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry, dog. That kind of sidetracked me for a second. I don't know why the hell he did that. It ain't like he was going bald or anything. I don't think so.
I mean, that hairline was getting pushed back.
Man, that's tough. But what were you saying again? I'm sorry.
What would you do if you had 24 hours to live?
What would I do?
Yeah.
Damn. That is such a basic question, but I don't know.
You want one that's not basic?
Bro, because there's only so much you can do because you got a time limit and everything. Damn, bro. I don't know. You go with yours.
Okay. Sorry.
Because I honestly don't know what I would do. Like
I had to make my popcorn. I had 24 hours to live, honestly, my answer is nothing wild or crazy. I would probably just make sure all my affairs are in order. So I would literally go through my part. Like, let's say this is happening like next week. Like, obviously not something where we're prepared. So like somebody tomorrow goes, hey, you got 24 hours to live. I'd probably like literally go through all of my shit and delegate and like basically get a will written up of who gets what, my beneficiaries of all my stuff, and then yeah, just any. I mean, I don't have any beef with anybody. I was gonna say reconcile with people, but I don't have any type of beef with nobody. But just reach out to people like, hey, I'll let you know, man. Like it's probably gonna be my last day here, like on Earth. You know what I'm saying? I would just reach out to people like, say my farewells and stuff, and then just,
because you ain't running from it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't run from. I wouldn't do no wild shit. I wouldn't like go party or go crazy. Just that. Make sure my family, like my parents, and them, just tell them, and like obviously like my shit, whatever they want, they can get, and then give this to this. You know what I'm saying? Probably that. Probably a very rational, answer, but that's what I would do.
Yeah. I'll probably do something similar.
What would you do if you could stop time? Like a superpower.
Oh my. You getting into some foreign territory. If I stop time.
Yep, if you can stop time. And you can stop it and start it at free will. Damn, I love me some popcorn, bro. Actually, I need some salt. You ain't got nothing crazy you would do?
Bro, you thinking of stuff like, see, this is the thing with you, Finis. You think of things that I don't think about one bit. What would I do?
What do you think about? Bro, think how productive. Like, if it was me, I would probably, when I wake up in the morning, I would stop time and get everything I need to get done for that day, and then start time, and then just chill the rest of the day.
But I want to, I know what you mean by what you're saying. Like, obviously, yeah, get your stuff done, but like, what does that, like, what is caught, like, why would you need to stop the time to get your stuff done? Is it just because there's like,
I go home? Well, no, okay, that's a good point.
I'm saying, like, is there things within your day that prohibit you to not get stuff done in a certain amount of time that you want to? Is that why?
It's just work. So like, let me give you an example. So I do realize we work in two different industries. For me, I don't clock in or clock out. I get paid every month, but I don't get paid based on clocking in, clocking out. So when I work, I have to get certain things done by a deadline. But if I go on campus and only work for 2 hours, I only work for 2 hours. Next day I might work for 5. Next day I might work for 6. Next day I might not even go into campus. There's no actual. Now I create a structure system for me, so I get up at 8 every morning. Well, now that I teach, it's a little more structured. But before that, when it was just research, I would wake up and I would make myself go on campus from here to here every day to create a structured day. But I can work whenever, however, as long as I get my shit done. So for me, let's say, like, for example, Thursday, I have to read 2 or 3 papers, write a summary of those papers, and add it into my paper I'm writing in my introduction of my paper. So what I could do is I could wake up, right when I wake up, freeze time, read through all my papers, add that stuff to my paper, and then undo time. It's still 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm done for the day. I don't got to go on campus because I already did my work. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or I would stop time. If I could, I would stop time, do whatever I need to get done for the week. Do all of that while time's frozen. Unfreeze time. It's still Monday. It's 8:05. I'm done for the week. So now the whole rest of the week, I'm chilling. I'm bullshitting. Now I can come up with ideas or do other things to make money. So now that all my schoolwork's done for the week, now I can go make some extra money doing this, make some extra money doing that. Stuff like that.
I think I would stop time just for like running errands, just like the traffic, the dealing with people, especially grocery shopping and stuff. Like, you know how you're trying to get down the aisle, you know it's packed and shit. You're like, oh no, you come through.
Yeah,
and that type of shit. I think that's basic, but I mean that's something. I think that's obviously a lot of people would pick up. I mean, would pick, to be honest. Especially the traffic piece, just driving to get to the place and everything.
Oh, travel.
Mm-hmm.
But with travel, you can only drive if you did that, because you can't freeze time if you need a pilot for like an airplane. So I assume by freezing time, we're freezing people and everything around us. That's what I assume.
Yeah.
So you could drive, but you could only have to drive. But that'd be cool.
If I could do that, I would obviously knock out all my errands, like the little work bullshit, bro, and I'll go play golf.
Or you know what I just thought about? This would be a hack to life. Let's say you never froze time until you needed to sleep. So you go about your day. When you need to sleep, you just freeze time. You go to sleep. Whenever you wake up, whenever you're ready to wake up, you wake up and then you start time again. So you actually get to use a full 24 hours to do things, and you never have to waste time sleeping. The amount of production would be wild.
You do make a great point, my friend. You do make a great point.
Then you can stay up. It's 3, 4 o'clock all through the night working on stuff or just gaming, watching TV, yada, yada, yada. And then like
you get tired, just freeze that shit, go to sleep.
Let's say you're at work, you get hella tired because you stayed up or whatever. Or let's say it's been like 20 hours since you slept, because you wouldn't even be on like a time structure anymore. You would just sleep whenever you're ready to sleep. Well, let's say it's been 20 hours, but it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. You're at work. You could just freeze time. Everybody's frozen. Just get a little sleeping bag to work with her. Go to sleep. Wake up, everybody's still frozen. You feel good. You're rejuvenated. Oh shit, okay. Unfreeze time, man, he's ready to work. And you didn't, even though to you might have slept for 8 hours, but in the real world, no time has passed.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I'm gonna find a way to do that.
You say what?
I'm gonna find a way to do that.
Shit, if you do, let me know. I'll be a test dummy for it.
Some of these are terrible. What would you do if you woke up in the morning and found out you were 6 years old again?
Have a fucking blast. That means all responsibilities and everything are out the door.
Shit. I'm gonna be honest. I do not want to be 6 years old again.
No, why?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Being 6 is cool and all, but being an adult is great. Like, it has its pros and cons. Definitely a lot more responsibilities, a lot more stressful. Bro, being able to do whatever the fuck you want when you want, being able to travel and go do things, like that shit more fun than being a kid. To me. And could you imagine being 6 years old with the same conscience you have now?
You didn't specify that. If I was 6 years old, the same conscience, bro, oh man.
Well, that's what it's saying, because how you wouldn't know that you're 6 unless you had your same conscience. If you woke up and found out you're 6. That's like wake up tomorrow and you're 6 back in Franklin High School, or no, what elementary school you have? Poplar Grove, or is that middle school?
I didn't go there, bro. I went to Hillsboro.
No, where'd you go for elementary?
Winstead.
That's like waking up tomorrow and you're back in Winstead. But like but to you, you're like, I was just on the podcast yesterday.
Oh, that
but you're 6.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
That'd be terrible. Because then in my head, I'm like, I gotta relive 6 through 28 again.
Well, it's not even that. Is that like you're sitting up in the classroom and there's actual 6-year-olds and you're like, bro,
Oh yeah, mentally you're like,
I'm not on the mental scale of a 6-year-old. Like,
oh, that'd be terrible. Like you're in a 6-year-old body. You have a mind of a, let's just round up. We're 30. You have a mind of a 30-year-old, and you're 6. Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Oh, bro,
then,
the
so
conversation.
When you got back, bro, when you got back to art, so let's say you started 6 and you age back up to where we are now, your mind would be 60 something.
But you got a body of a 30-year-old.
Right. So like, but mentally you've lived almost basically at that point 2 lifetimes at that point.
That's the true definition of an old head.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. I mean, once you got to a teenager, it'd be kind of cool because you already know shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. All right. Let's do maybe a couple more. If time machines existed, what would be the first thing you would do?
Like, what? Where would I go back in time? Is that basically the question?
I guess it just says, what would you do? So I mean, if that's what you would do, I guess.
Bro, I'll go back to like Egyptian time. I'm big on like Egyptian culture and shit.
Yeah.
I'll go back to whenever they started the pyramids, bro. Just from like the ground level. I'll go back to that time period.
That would be lit to see.
And see what's like actually under it, like if there's really like tunnels and shit under the pyramids, like how far deep it goes and all that. Like,
I'm pretty sure they already know that for some of them.
But I thought there were some pyramids that they couldn't get all the way down because there's like booby traps and stuff.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, some of them are probably like that.
I've also heard there's some pyramids where they haven't discovered every like part of it. There's only like a certain half and section that they only discovered, and they're still trying to go through the other half and all that. So
yeah,
I've heard multiple different things.
And all right, first thing I would do is I think I've said this before because I think Mitch asked a similar question. I would look up the biggest Powerball winnings of last year. Find out what the numbers were. Just go back a year. Just a year. Just last year. So I need this shit. I need this immediate return right now. Go back a year. Play the lottery. Win it. Or I would tell myself, hey, I know the lottery numbers from this lottery. Go play it. Here's the numbers. I'll see you next year. Come back. Check the bank account. Either that, or I would just do some shit where I'd go back in time and make like a 20-game parlay. Like find out everything that possibly happened in a sporting event and parlay all of it because I know who wins, and just bet money. That way you can just bet like 100, something that's not crazy, and probably win $1 million if you do like a 30-way parlay.
Odds are just crazy.
Across like 3 different sports or some shit. Yeah, something like that.
I'm just waiting for that, man. Just that one day I just randomly put just some money down and just hit just big. But I don't know.
I don't even bet that.
I don't bet either like that, Finis. The only thing I really bet on is like UFC. That's the only thing I bet on. And that's only for like the pay-per-view cards and all that. Because those are I mean, they don't have pay-per-view. Because I think they only have pay-per-view like cards like maybe once a month.
Right.
Yeah, maybe once a month and everything. So
it's not often.
Yeah. And I don't even be putting down big money. I'd be putting down like $5-10 and everything. And seeing what the possible odds could come out of that. So I used to bet a lot, like the live games with NBA and everything.
Yeah.
That I was just running through just money real quick because I was not hitting shit at all.
Oh,
I was like, this one could hit, put 5 on it, look back and like, damn, I didn't even hit that one.
did you watch the Logan Paul, Dylan Dennis fight?
No, but I was over at Hunter's house and he sent me like he showed me like what happened. I guess the dude had fell and Jake swung on him while he was on the ground and it just started a whole stampede. Like, but didn't it come out that Jake won the fight or whatever?
To who?
Didn't it come out that Jake won the fight after they got everything situated?
Well, yeah, because I think he won by default qualification. I think they disqualified Dylan Dennis for starting the thing.
Yeah. But you can't punch somebody when they're on the ground though. Like this ain't UFC. Like
no, but you know, it's always the guy that retaliates against the flag or the penalty or the disqualification.
Yeah. Sad to say, but that is true.
All right. Last one. We'll wrap it up. This is simple, but would you rather be dumb or ugly?
Ugly. I'd rather be ugly. I don't want to be stupid. I don't want to be not capable of having an intelligent conversation on a topic. Like who in their right mind would want that?
I'm sure there's somebody out there that's probably
yeah, probably.
It's not to sound mean or to get canceled, but if you were to poll all the people that said dumb and would rather be pretty, I believe probably the majority of them would be women. Because I think women in general, women care more about how they look than guys do. I'll be honest with you now. I'm ugly now.
I was about to say that. That's what I was about to say. I'm like, there's probably some people right now that think I'm ugly, and that's probably not going to change. So,
I know I am. But I do well. But, you know, I'm cool being intelligent and ugly. It's worked fine. Now, I mean, I'm single, but, you know, it's worked fine for me up to this point.
Same here.
I got pretty high self-esteem. I'm good. Wouldn't want to change it. Oh,
I don't care. My mama said I look cute every day, so shit. That's the only approval I need.
What you got for the people? What we sign off?
All right, man. This is the only thing I gotta say. It's the fourth quarter. We only got like, you know, a few more months to the end of the year, bro. Just lock in on your goals, what you want to do and everything. They may be out of reach, but they're only out of reach because it's all up here. Positive thoughts, my boy. Keep it moving. That's all I got to say.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Y'all heard it. I'm going to leave it at that. These guys are fine. We out.
I'm gonna chase my dreams.